Is your boy Mad Max, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the importance of getting out of your comfort zone while living with muscular dystrophy. Before I get into the video today, I first want to talk about Maximus Moves, my health and wellness coaching service for others living with physical disabilities. Living with muscular dystrophy myself, I know how hard it is to find purpose and direction in life. Although it seems that I have everything together, that wasn't always the case. It took hard work and dedication, which is why I want to show the world how I did it. Think of me as your surrogate older brother and accountability partner with the mission to improve your mind, body, and soul. So if you or someone you know is currently living with a physical disability, book a strategy session with me in the description below, and we will create a personalized workout and wellness plan catered to your personal needs to take back control of your life. If you also want to join my private Facebook group for other like-minded individuals who are also motivated to take back control of their lives, link is also in the description. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it is so important to get out of your comfort zone. Not only if you're able-bodied, but specifically if you're living with a disability, to help you live a more happy and satisfying life. So the first point about getting out of your comfort zone is that most of us do not get out of our comfort zones. Most of us want to live comfortable lives where there aren't much challenges. However, to really improve yourself, you really need to get out of the comfort zone. Most of us are miserable following pleasure and avoiding pain. And that's not to say you should live a life that's miserable and painful, but so many of us are living unfulfilling lives where we're anxious, we're depressed, and we really don't know why. We do know why, but deep down, it's a soul-searching sort of thing. Our comfort zone has not led us to comfort, it has actually led us to greater discomfort. And that's why I think it is super important to get out of your comfort zone. Taking that first step is always difficult, but it's always important to do if you want to grow. Growing is painful. That's why they say you have growing pains. But I think that you need to accept growth. You can't fight it because it makes things even harder. Adding on to this point about the comfort zone, I want to move on to my second point. Enduring pain for growth. Go outside when it's cold. Take a cold shower. Do something that might give you pain and discomfort. Maybe talk to that girl that you've always been nervous to talk to. Go up to her and just start talking. It doesn't matter. It might be uncomfortable, it might be awkward, but every journey begins with a single step. And that's why, for me personally, I feel that when I challenge myself, get out of my comfort zone, I actually feel better in the end. Although at first, I might feel nervous, I might not feel up to it. I've always found that when I've gotten out of my comfort zone, I actually feel better in the end. I find that when there's an opportunity to grow and I don't take it, I feel bad about myself. I go really hard on myself. And I think that that's why it's important to do the uncomfortable. Because in the end, you will feel better about it. Trust me. I've been there, whether it's talking to women that would make me nervous, or going on an adventure, or even this one time when I was traveling in Arizona, going on a Jeep on a dirt road that was very rocky. It scared the hell out of me, but I still did it. Or another time when I was learning how to dive at the side of a pool, and I was really nervous diving at first, but once I did it, it got easier and easier. And I feel like it's similar to calluses we get on our hands when we endure some sort of pain. I think that it's a good metaphor for getting out of your comfort zone and growing. You need to harden yourself in a way. That's not to say to be a total idiot about it, but a little bit of challenge is always a good thing. Before I move on to my next point, I first want to talk about creatine monohydrate by Nutricost. You may be asking, what is creatine? Creatine is a powerful workout supplement that many athletes and bodybuilders like to supplement in their workouts. Personally, I use creatine every day to give me an extra boost in my workouts, and I recommend you do the same. Nutricost gives you 5 grams of pure, unadulterated creatine monohydrate. No additives, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, just pure creatine monohydrate. Link is in the description below. Now back to the video. My third point about getting out of your comfort zone is it greatly helps in you understanding what you can and cannot control, and about not making excuses. By going out of your comfort zone, by doing things that you thought weren't possible, you show yourself that there are things that you can change. There are things that you can do, whether it's your attitude and then the way you carry out your attitude. No longer will you be making excuses for yourself. No longer will you be feeling bad about this, that, or the other. And I think that it is super relevant, especially living with a physical disability. Because obviously I can't change the fact that I can't walk, I can't do certain activities, but there are other things I can still do. And I used to use my disability as a crutch to say, oh, I'm not going to approach this woman because nothing's going to go well. I'm disabled. What's the point? And I realized in that instance that just go up, be brave, go for it. You know, there are other things I thought, oh, I can't travel here or go there. And I realized I can do that. I was just making excuses saying that, oh no, I can't do this, that, or the other because I'm disabled. And it really is a good crutch to use, but in terms of growing, it stops your growing. It prevents you from growing because part of us wants us to remain safe, but the other part of us wants us to win. And you have to bring out the side of you that wants to win, that wants to conquer the challenges of today, of tomorrow, or of the next couple months. And by understanding what you can and cannot change, it puts things in a better perspective for you to grow as a person, especially if you're living with a disability or any sort of physical limitation. Now going on to my fourth and final point I wanted to make about self-mastery. Getting out of your comfort zone, you start to learn more about yourself, how far you can push yourself, how far you might not be able to push yourself, but knowing that by challenging yourself, you are growing, you are developing. And in terms of self-mastery, there's nothing better than getting out of your comfort zone, doing something that scares you a little bit, doing something that will make you fearful. When it comes to extinguishing our fears and our phobias, our anxieties, there's no better way than to confront them head on, even though it might be scary and virtually impossible in your mind. By knowing that you could just push through it, you show that you are in control. That even if you are anxious and you've been anxious your entire life, that it does not completely control your life. And that's the same thing being in a wheelchair and being disabled. That it does not completely control your life. And you become a master in your domain, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm here talking to you on YouTube, and for the longest time, I was so nervous to just go for it, to put out these videos. And, you know, even now I sometimes have questions, but it's about pushing through the fear and going for it. And that's why I'm here again, just spreading my message of getting out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself, conquering whatever it may be. So just to wrap it up, being in our comfort zones has made a lot of us more miserable than we'd like to admit. And that's why to get out of your comfort zone, you need to endure some pain or discomfort for growth. And number three, by getting out of your comfort zone, you could better understand what you can and cannot change, and you're not using anything as an excuse. And lastly, this is the way towards self mastery of yourself, being a master of your own universe. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's your boy Max, over and out.